Hey everybody, this is Eleanor with Eleanor's Elite Radio. I hope everyone has fared decently through the storm of Hurricane Dorian. I'm very grateful and blessed that not too many people got injured or there wasn't too much damage structurally or otherwise here for Melbourne residents. Anyway, today I have a special guest. Her name is Laura St. John, and she is an author. She has written 2 lovely children's books. One we're going to talk about today is The Christmas House. Hi, Miss Laura. How are you?
Well, hi, Eleanor. So happy to be here this morning with you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. So we're hoping that you also fared okay through the storm as well, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was a blessing, really. I'm just so thrilled for everybody. And, I grew up on the East Coast, so I was happy that all my family and friends there fared all right with it.
Me too. All right, Miss Laura, I understand you've written 2 children's books. One is called The Christmas House, and what is the other one you wrote?
The other one is Don't Judge a Bug by Its Cover.
Very precious. Let's talk about The Christmas House for a minute. How about that? How about you let everybody know what it's about? And that way, we can also let them know where to purchase the book, how to attain it, and stuff like that.
Okay, well, it's weird that I wrote this, both the manuscripts about 15 years ago, and with The Christmas House, I just saw the impact of technology and the phones that are happening within my own family and my children, and it was like another limb, really. And anytime it was lost or it got damaged, it was a mental breakdown. So I took the most important story that a lot of Christians feel is the birth of Jesus, and I started thinking, what if that would have happened in current times when we were all on our phones and then really nobody noticed them walking around. So I've kind of placed Mary and Joseph in the current setting of a neighborhood, and the Christmas House is the one house that does recognize them and welcome them in, and has the miracle of Christmas Eve. And it basically is an online awareness story intermingled with the Christian story of the birth of Jesus.
Oh, how lovely, though. I love any Christmas story anyhow, because I do believe we have to incorporate, they always say, the reason for the season. And it's very important. And the technology issue is another, I hate to say it because I am equally as guilty, with my iPhone, and I even have a studio on my phone. So it's just really, technology has just gotten so wonderful, and it helps so many people, but on the other hand, can be intrusive at times. And children are getting very attached to their electronical equipment or their iPads and their iPhones and texting and calling. It gets a little crazy, I think, sometimes. Good reasoning.
Exactly.
Yes. Can we talk a little bit about your other book?
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't Judge a Bug by Its Cover is about a ladybug and a roach. The ladybug, Lace is her name, meets Mr. Roach because he is flipped upside down and cannot flip back over, which is, the situation with roaches usually. And they become friends, and she teaches him to see the beauty within inside himself, and because everybody thinks he's so ugly, and it's basically the human story as well. Online bullying and bullying in general, and body shaming is such a big topic that I think at a young age, and this is geared towards early elementary age kids, that it teaches people to not judge others by their exterior and how they look or what they wear, and just try to be friends and see the beauty in everybody.
Yeah, that's a wonderful... another question I had. I was just going to ask you, where can we purchase your books?
Well, they're available on Amazon, and also you can go to booksbylaura.com. And you'll find both books there. And if you go to the Books by Laura, I can personally autograph the book and send you a copy with a bookmarker as well.
Oh,
so, and then they're on Amazon and a couple of the book sites as well, the major book sites.
And of course, also if you go to Eleanor's Elite Radio, I'm sure Miss Laura will be more than happy to put any information concerning her website and where you can purchase that, just in case you didn't get it today, you can find all of this information on Eleanor's Elite Radio a little bit later this afternoon. What else? Can you tell us any more about how did you start writing?
Well, I was writing. I just always loved words. I think, words impact, and I even talk to kids about this when I go into the schools. What you say really impacts people's lives. You can either tear somebody down or build them up. So I've always loved words. I started writing poetry when I was really little. I have a little book that I still have that's kind of weirdly stapled together and with a string. And I wrote some music as well, and I wrote a couple songs. And these stories just came out of me one day, and I've just kind of been holding on to them because I've been busy raising my kids. And I love, what they represent. I've always think that writing should be like a positive influencer in people's lives, or try and get people to think outside the box of what they normally think.
Do you think technology has had an impact on bullying and body shaming, etc.?
Yes, I do. Actually, yeah. I think it's,
I do too.
With everything that goes on, people posting, pictures of themselves and constantly wanting that affirmation that, hey, I look beautiful, or I look great in this. I think it gives the wrong impression of really what their value is.
And I also believe that bullies hide behind a computer, kind of like sorta. You can make a comment and say, oh, nobody saw me say it, nobody saw me do it. There's no not validation. There's no proof. There's nothing there that can say, yeah, she did it. She said it. They all blame it. They get another IP address. They get another email that they post things under. It's quite a coward's way, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. It's so easy for people to hide behind the screen.
Yeah.
And it's just dangerous. I mean, there's a lot, like you were saying, a lot of great things technology has done for us. But I think we have to take a step back and really analyze. There needs to be some parameters and some guidelines, especially with young children. Yeah. And, these were written, I wrote these for young kids in mind, but they're really, especially the Christmas House is really a family, can hopefully become a family tradition that you read every year, like maybe a New Year's Eve resolution, hey, let's cut back on our screen time this year or whatever. Hopefully people will start thinking that and engaging more as a family. I
do believe that families are beginning to realize not how dangerous, but how addictive our telephones and iPads have become. I do believe that. And I do believe parents are starting to cut back. I know that they are giving maybe an hour's worth of game time or internet time, and it's not taking place. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the people I'm speaking to are doing that. They earn their rights to go on the computer. They're earning. I think that's a little bit more important right now. We're kind of dealing with that as well in a lot of areas of our lives. Like I said, my studio is on my phone. I upload and it goes to 8 different websites and goes to Spreaker and YouTube and radio stations and iTunes. So, it's like such a connection to the world. And I don't know. But then again, on the other hand, the opposite side of that is I feel that a lot of local businesses are also hurting because of the internet, because of Amazon and Target.com and Walmart.com. All of these places are just eating up these little mom and pop stores too. So I think there's good and bad in both. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, it's a sign of the times. I mean, there's progression. I mean, there's things that have happened in our generation that years ago were around also that are no longer. So it's just, everything kind of evolves and changes. But I do think, technology has just kind of changed us. And I think it's good to have limits on it, and especially with children, because they don't know how to sometimes turn it off.
Right. And I think parents sometimes use it as a babysitting tool. If they have to make a phone call or if they have to go somewhere, they give the kid the phone or the iPad. We're all guilty of it, though. I don't want to make it sound like I'm, against it. I'm not, because, there are different reasonings and different levels of why we use our, yeah, exactly. Like there is, my grandson also loves having sometimes his Kindle, and it's nothing but educational on it. And my daughter is also just, she limits it to him. But it's all educational, but still you got to limit it, because you don't want all just one resource. You want, human touch, and you want talking and schooling and, going out and experiencing people and lives, and not just electronic.
Right, playing in the parks, these kids.
Good old park playing.
A lot of times why they get antsy in the classroom, because they don't get enough playtime outside.
Yeah.
I think, obsession, I guess, is the word that kind of hits me. You can be obsessed about a lot of things, and you have to learn to have that balance.
Yes, I believe so too. Miss Laura, so you have now the Christmas house, and you have your Don't Judge a Bug by Its Cover, both available on laurasbooks.com. Is that it?
Booksbylaura.com.
Booksbylaura.com. Yeah. And it'll all be on my Eleanor's Elite Radio page. Now, are you having any touring coming up, book signing, anything coming up you want to promote?
Oh, yes. I'm always at Barnes & Noble's around town. If anybody wants me to come to Barnes & Noble Books A Million, I'd be happy to do that. My book is available on their websites as well.
Oh.
And I go to little shops, and I go to schools to read to the kids and talk to them about, starting a journal and writing. So, I do, anytime anybody wants me to come to their school, I can do that. I even have done where I go and help the PTA out and give them part of my revenue from the books towards the PTA.
Oh, how wonderful.
Things like that.
Oh, Laura,
so
it was
go anywhere.
Yeah. You'll do anything. I love that. And I'm looking forward to reading your wonderful book to my grandson. I'm so excited. Maybe it'll come today in the mail. And also, again, guys, you can always get all this information on Eleanor's Elite Radio. And also on YouTube, if you want to hear a copy of the interview, it'll be on YouTube, Spreaker.com. It'll be on my Facebook page, Eleanor's Elite Radio. And then, Miss Laura, I will send you the MVP, and you can put it anywhere you like, darling.
Thanks, Eleanor. You've been so great for having me, and I really hope you enjoy the book, and Grayson does too. And let me know if you want the book.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day, Miss Laura.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.